Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel TechSet Blog. My name is Rujit Basak, and in this video we are going to set up our Neovim to make it like integrated development environment. Just like Vim, Neovim is quite simple and doesn't include any fancy plugins out of the box. Neovim uses 30% less code than Vim, which makes it pretty lightweight. Working as a web developer, I type lots of code in a daily basis. Coding requires a lot of typing, which means that I need to find a way to type faster. If you don't know what Vim and Neovim is, let me introduce about it. Vim is text editor for Unix, but it is very different from the text editor that you are using, like Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code or Notepad++. Those text editors are good, but Vim just takes it on a whole new level. There are several forks of Vim such as Space Vim and Neovim. I decided to use Neovim because it is easier to set up in my opinion. So if you didn't install Neovim, you can use following command based on your operating system. So as you can see, I have this link github.com/rujitbasak109 nvim-minimal-config, and you can see how to install this thing on your machine. For Linux, you can go to the config directory and clone this repository using git clone, and then the link of this repository, and then it will create nvim-minimal-config directory inside the config directory, and you just need to rename the directory to nvim. So the command would be mv nvim-minimal-config and then space nvim. And now open your terminal and run the nvim or vim command. It might show some warning message though, so you have to install some plugins using below command like PlugInstall, and then wait for some time to install them. Those plugins will be installed on Vim directory. Now restart your nvim or Vim program. So on Windows it is the same. You just need to open the PowerShell or command prompt. Then you just need to change the directory to AppData local, and you just need to clone this repository, and it will clone nvim-minimal-config directory inside your AppData local directory. Then you just need to rename the directory to nvim and you are done. Now run the nvim command to open Neovim. So it might show you some warnings, and you can just use this command :PlugInstall, and it will be installed on your Vim directory. And it has some features, that is the leader key is space cin vimrc keymaps.vim, highlight matching tags for HTML or XML, code intelligence using COC, code formatting using L, Prettier and PHP CBF, open all opened buffers using leader O. So we will have file manager which is nut-tree, easy comment using ++ key combination, faster file opening with ctrl+P like VS Code, requires Silverline AG, and we have some installed plugin I have mentioned right here, and some plugins I didn't included, and some fzf commands. And now let me open the terminal window. And I just need to use nvim and hit enter. Now you can see we don't have any configuration and plugins yet, so we just need to clone it. So let me close this and then go to config directory. Now you just need to use git clone, and you can copy the repository link right here, and you can also copy this link also. So paste and hit enter. Actually I have used this on my home directory, so let me move this nvim-minimal-config to /config nvim directory, and it will create this nvim directory like this one. So as you can see, it goes to nvim directory. Now if you go to config directory, then nvim, hit enter, and you can open it with nvim dot, and you can see we have successfully configured our nvim configuration, and you can use PlugInstall here and hit enter. And actually I have already installed all of the plugins in my .vim directory, so it is going to be showing you that is updated. Now let me close it. So we have successfully installed and configured our Neovim configuration and plugins. Now we need to customize some themes. So we just need to go to vmrcs folder, and then here we have this basics.vim. So you can see I have this color scheme, paper color. So here I'm just going to comment it out, and here I just need to type to pale night like this one, and save. And if I source this, you can see the color scheme has been changed. So I'm just going to use and comment it out, and again I'm just going to save this and type PS, and it is going to change to paper color scheme. You can have another thing, that is a file explorer. I'm just going to use NutTree as a file explorer. So press the Ctrl+V and it will open your NutTree. So NutTree we have, and we also have some icons like this one. This is our dev icons. So if you go to vmrcs folder, then let's see, in NutTree I think this one.
From YouTube.
This is our NutTree, and you can see we have these some options like this one, and we have used to toggle our NutTree using Ctrl+B. And we have also another plugin, that is NutTree tabs, and you can use this thing using leader N. So press leader N like this one, again toggle it like this one. Now if I go to plugins.vim file, you can see we have these plugins, and you can see our theme, plug pale night and paper color theme, and we have file explorer, that is NutTree, and then vim NutTree syntax highlight, then NutTree git plugin, and then vim NutTree tabs and vim dev icons. Now another thing I'm going to show you is file searching. So file searching, we are using fzf and ag.vim. So for file searching, I just need to hit Ctrl then P, and it will open all the files. So you can search like if you search for vim files, so you can type vim and it will search for this file. And here you can also use some here if you type altisnips, so it will search for right here. You can also search for, let's say, vim rcs, and then it will search from this folder like this one. So another thing I'm just going to show you is code completion, IntelliSense, and syntax highlighting. So for code completion, we are going to use coc.nvim. So let me open another window, and I'm just going to cd into then we just need to use nvim. I just map this nvim to e, then I'm just going to press the dot sign to open this project app.js file. So if you type APP, then you can see we have this suggestion from coc, and you can let's say type app.get. You can see more suggestions, that is application.get, and press the enter button, or you can use this one, and you can get the suggestion from right here, that is get name string, get params dictionary, res body, and you can type the string as like let's say users find, and then a parenthesis, request response, like this one, and res.send file, and you can type d. So you can see it is going to give us the suggestion, directory name, then view, and index.html, something like that. So we have this thing. Also you can see we have this exclamation mark, so it says, and here you can see req is declared, but its value is never read. So you can see here, that is we have used the L, so L is checking the syntax, and it is going to show me this error. And also if you made some mistakes, like function, open this and you make this, so you can see this is our error message, and this is our warning message. So error message, it is expecting to use parenthesis, so it is just use, so you need to use this one. So another thing you are going to see, warning message, that is open this is declared, but its value is never read. So this thing it's going to show me. So let me delete it, and going to undo all of this. Now another thing we have, that is we can comment using double plus. So if you want to comment this thing, you can hit shift and then plus plus, like this one, it will be commented out. Now if you use this thing like this one, so it will be commented out like this. So additional plugin we are going to say about is Vim CSS color. So let me open this public folder, and we can use just m and then add a child node, and I just need to see, let's say style.css, and hit enter, and then the CSS color, let me see, let body, and then body background color C5992C. So you can see we have this color is giving from this Vim CSS color. And I forgot to mention you about some nut tree, that is, if you want to make some changes in your nut tree, let's say you just need to make this app.js to rename, so you can use m, and you have these options, that is add a child node, move the current node, delete the current node, reveal the current node in file manager, open the current node with system editor, copy the current node, and list the current node. So you can use a to create a new file or new directory. You can move the directory, so if I want to move this app.js directory, I can press m again, and you can use, like, let's say test, and then hit enter, and it will show you enter the new path for the node file renamed. The old file is open in buffer3, replace this buffer with the new file, and press y, and you can see we have this app.js file in test file. So let me move this again. Now another thing we have, that is delete the current node. So if you press the D, it will ask you the confirmation if you want to delete or not, and then you can reveal this in your file manager. So if I press R, it will show you the file manager. So just going to close it, and then press M again. You can use O, open the current node with system editor. So press O, and you can see we have opened this file in our system editor, which is text editor, and I think it is gedit. It is gedit. Okay, close it. Now let me talk about Vim Fugitive. So if you go to this one, that is, we have this Vim Fugitive, and let me show this. If you press leader GS, you will see we have changes something, that is Vim rc basics.vim. Now if you want to see some difference, and you can press df, or I think dv. So you can see we have made some changes, like this one, color scheme pale night. So it is saying that it is unstaged. To stage this one, you can press S or plus. So if you press plus, not plus, if you press S, it will be staged, and if you press U, it will be unstaged. U, and if you press minus also, it will be unstaged, and if you press S, U, it will be unstaged, like this one. And after staging this, you can press CC to commit this. So press CC, and it will show you a Vim editor, and it will ask you to type something to make some commit. So I'm just going to close it. So this is our Vim Fugitive for Git management, and you can use this like this one. If you press :G and hit tab, it will show you some options like this one, git, and we have gbrowse, gdelete, gfiles, and you can also use gfiles and hit enter. It will show you all of the files you have included in your git. So let me close it. Now let me talk about Vim surround. So I'm just going to open app.js file. Let's say you have this thing like this one. So if you want to change this quotation mark to single quotation mark, so you just need to type C S this quotation mark, then the single quotation mark. Like this one. And if you want to change it to parenthesis, you just need to use CS this and this. Now if you just need to make it as CS curly brace, so you just need to use CS then the curly brace, CS the parenthesis and the curly brace, like this one. And if you change it to third bracket, you just need to type CS curly brace then this one, and it will be surrounded like this one. Another thing you can use which is very good in wrapping your HTML tag. So I'm just going to make a new file right here, index.html, and type this, and you can type like dot container, and then you can have like division. Now if you want to surround this tag with another tag, you just need to press Shift S and then type div, and you can see this is surrounded with another tag, that is div. Now let me talk about easy motion. So for easy motion, you can type Z, and it is asking you to type 2 characters. So if I type let's say HE, and it is going to show me the head portion, that is SA. Now if I type S, it will go to the first head tag. Now if you type let's say leader Z, not this one, we open my let's go to here, let me open the easy motion configuration file. So I have used Z, this one, and then leader Z, just make it as this one, and I just need to go to our basics.vim file, and if we just need to go to let's say this portion C, now press leader Z, and it will ask you to type 1 character. Now if I go to O, so it is going to show me some options, that is semicolon H, semicolon G. So if I type semicolon H, so it will go to this one. And you can also see if I type leader Z again and type 0, so it will open in our file manager. So it is very handy, this easy motion. Now let me talk about ACK. If you are working in a big project and if you are searching for a keyword, you can type leader and A, and in quotation mark you can use CACH enabled, and close this and hit enter. It will show you this highlighted option vim-rc basics.vim, and hit enter, and it will go to the and it will show you this catch enabled option. And you can specify the directory also. So if you type like syntax, and you are just going to use vim-rc directory, so it will search only on vim-rc directory. Now press enter, and then you can see all of this, that is you are going to see here. So syntax is right here also, and if we go to basics.vim, you can see the syntax option is right here. So this ACK is very useful. So if you want to know more about ACK, you can search from you can use this link, and you can go to like this one. So you can get most of the thing that is here. Okay, now let me talk about auto pairs. So for auto pairs, you can go to, let's make a file, not this one, and we can add a new file, that is script.js. Now for auto pairs, if you type this thing and press spacebar, and you can see this and this made some spaces around it. Okay, now if you want to make a function, let's say function make it. Now if you type like this one, it will surround this with space, and hit enter, it will automatically make these changes. So this auto pairs is also helpful for our project. Now another thing where we can use is buff explorer. So for buff explorer, you can type leader and do, and you can see we have all the open buffers right here, and you can navigate one of this file like this one, and again use this one. Let's see style.css. Now if you toggle between the last buffer and the current buffer, you can use leader and dot, like this one. Now let me talk about mmat.vim. If you are web developer or web designer, you know what is mmat. Now let me show you this in our index.html file. Now if I type div let's say div child plus another sibling. So if you are in a insert mode, and if you hit double comma, it will make this like this one. So in Vim, the default map leader in mmat is comma, so you just need to use this one. Another thing you can use like this one. So if you go to next next completion, you just need to use comma then n for next, comma n. Another thing I'm going to show you is bookmark. So for bookmark, I just need to use, let's open app.js file, and here I'm just going to use and let's say here and here also. So if I just need to go to previous bookmark, so let's say mj, so it will jump it to the first bookmark, then mj again, so here. And for the next bookmark, I can use mk. So if you want to see all the bookmarks, so you can type ma, so you can see all of the bookmarks right here, and hit enter, you can navigate to this bookmark. So if I go let's see on our bookmark.vim, you can see we have this configuration, that is if I press it will toggle the bookmark, if I press mi, it will annotate the bookmark, if I press ma, it will show all the bookmarks, if I press mj, it will go to the next bookmark, if I press mk, it will go to the previous bookmark, if I press mc, it will clear the current bookmark where the cursor position is, and if I press mx, it will clear all the bookmarks, if I press mkk, it will use the bookmark move up function, and if I press MJJ it will use bookmark move down, and if I press MG it will use bookmark move to line, like this one. So you can see right here the bookmark sign, you can change it also, and we have bookmark highlight lines is true, bookmark save per working directory is true, and bookmark autosave is true. So this is very handy for big project. And the last thing I'm going to show you is for key maps. So you can see right here, that is we have map leader which is space. Now for mapping escape button, if you see your escape button is far away from your fingers, so for this reason I just made JK. So if I press O it will go to the insert mode, and if I press JK it will go to the normal mode. Now if I press leader W it will save the current file. And another thing I have used is this one with if statement. If we are in a Unix operating system, I'm just used this key mapping, that is if I press EV it will open our main init.vim file. Now if I press leader EV it should go to the main init file, and you can see I have made this function source directory, and I have used if statement. If we are in a Unix operating system it will call this source directory, and it will source all the vim files inside our vimrc directory. And after that we have another if statement, that is it will get the file name is plug.vim. If the file is not present it will download the plug.vim file from this link, and for Windows system it is doing the same thing. So let me open the key mapping .vim, and after that we have this leader EG, it will open the git config file inside our home directory. We have this leader CR. If you search for any word and it will be highlighted, so you just need to type leader enter like this one, to it will toggle all the highlighted word. Now next thing we have, that is, let's say this thing, tab H, it will go to the first tab, tab TK for tab next, TJ for tab previous, TL for tab last, TT to edit the tab, TN tab next, TM for tab M, and TD for tab close. We are already we have 3 tabs, so we just need to use to go to last tab. So to go to the last tab we can use TL. So we are in a last tab. So to go to first tab you can use TH, like this one. To go to a next tab you can press TK, like this one, and to go to previous tab you can use TJ, like this. Now if you want to close the current tab, let's say TK, like this one, you want to close this tab, so you can use. Now if you want to close the current tab you can use TD, so again TD. So you can see we can use TD to close the current tab. And we have now leader dot, you can switch between the buffers. And another thing we have, that is CI. So that means is control I. If you press control I it will open this buffer explorer, which is fuzzy file finder, and you can use control P and control N to get all this file. So you can use this control D to duplicate the line, like this one. So another thing, we can use leader I to use cursor line. So if you press leader I it will highlighted the current line, and whenever your cursor goes it will highlight the current line. And you can also toggle it by pressing same key combination. And then we have this ctrl E and ctrl Y key combination. And if you don't want to use mouse to scroll, now you can use this ctrl E key combination to scroll down and ctrl Y to scroll up. Another thing we have, that is letter/, search for word under the cursor. So letter/, so you can see we have the word which is we can search, and we can press N to go to next search option, and press letter enter to use no HL search. So another thing we can use, that is this thing, Alt H, Alt J, Alt K and Alt L. So let me use split. Now if you want to go to top pane, you can use Alt K. If you want to go to the bottom pane, you can use Alt J. If you want to go to left pane, you can use Alt H. And if you want to go to right pane, you can use Alt H. And then we have another thing, that is letter K. We can also use letter K. You can use this letter J to go to the next pane, and letter K to top pane, letter H to go to left pane, and letter L to go to right pane. And you can use this thing, that is letter R, to replace this thing, let's say V word, and then letter R, and you can use this thing, so it will search for Vinode map and it will replace with the word you typed. So after that, you can use letter TN to create a new tab, like space TN. Now you have opened this tab and you can close it. This letter O, I already talked about it. And letter A to open ACK, and letter GS, letter GC, commit VQ. All of this is for Vim fugitive. And okay, this is very handy for line moving. So if you type Ctrl J, so your line is going down, and press Ctrl K to go to make this as moving up. And for insert mode, it is the same. So this is the end of this video tutorial, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions about Neovim configuration, or you are facing any issues, or you have any feedback. Remember to check out my channel Texture Blog for more interesting videos about coding. Make sure to click the subscribe button somewhere on the page so you can get more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.